So, well-known UFC fighter Kevin Holland has called out Colby Covington. This would be a great matchup. I think this would be an excellent matchup. Kevin Holland is definitely the guy to do it. And I don't know. Neither of these guys are on a exact trajectory upward. You know, they're kind of just both floating around their respective divisions. Yes, Kevin Holland has recently come off of a win, but it wasn't some crazy huge win that's going to make people question whether or not he should be fighting for the title. And that's largely because of Kevin Holland's ambition throughout his career. Colby Covington, kind of the same thing. It's just the fact that Colby is seemingly far out of his prime and is just, recently calling to be cut. But this would be a fight that could save Colby Covington and keep him around in the UFC for at least a year or more, if it is interesting. For Kevin Holland, he'll be kept regardless of whether or not he wins or loses, because he's very eager to fight regardless of whether it's fighting upward or downward in a division. He just cares about the money, and that can be incredibly lucrative for the UFC if they want to use Kevin Holland as a gatekeeper, which they have in the past. But for Colby, he wouldn't even serve as a good gatekeeper. He's just a waste right now financially and should be cut. Yes, he's gifted on the mic, but every time he tries to back it up in the cage, it just ends up being somewhat of just a piss poor performance. But this fight could be decent, if Colby's willing to become the Colby of old when he fought Kamaru Usman and lost twice. Even though he lost in those fights, he was throwing back. So Colby really needs to throw back against Kevin Holland and make the fight very interesting if he hopes to stick around in the UFC for a year or more. Overall, let me know what you think, though. I think this is a really good matchup and has the makings of an interesting fight, especially in the build-up. But yeah,